As the holiday season comes to a close, I started to think about one specific game. One game that got me through this really hard time of my life and a lot of other people's lives. But it's one of those games that, since it came out so many years ago, nobody really talks about it anymore. When I first started this channel about a year and a half ago, I wanted to play a game that I had never played before. A popular game, something that a bunch of people had played before, but hadn't thought about in a long time. There were a lot of games I thought of. I'd never played The Last of Us, I'd never played any of the Resident Evil games, I've never played Metroid, I've never played any of the Mother games. It was around this time that I remembered a little game by Square Enix called Life is Strange. Being a huge fan of decision games like The Walking Dead Telltale, I had a feeling I would enjoy this game. I didn't know much about this game going in, but I knew as someone with mental health issues and anxiety that this would be a type of game that I would really be into, and it would touch on those topics in a really comfortable light. And I knew, going into this 14-hour adventure, that this was going to be an emotional roller coaster. And I was right. I was too right. Since this game is already 6 years old, it's going to be difficult for me to not talk about spoilers. I will, however, stay away from major story beats and focus mainly on characterization, visuals, the music, and the world building. But it's not going to be as much of a review as you might see on other YouTube channels. I'm honestly just going to gush about this game. So sit back, have some cocoa, and just listen to me talk about one of my favorite games ever made, Life is Strange. This game immediately throws you into a terrifying and anxiety-filled world following the story of Max Caulfield's life as a photographer in the prestigious school known as Blackwell Academy. You'll notice pretty early on that as you go around through this story, you get to dive deeper into Max Caulfield's thoughts by flipping through her journal. These segments are extremely detailed and have had lots of love put into them. They didn't skimp out on this game. Everything is important. You can click on every single thing in a room. I spent the first, no joke, 10 minutes of the game just flipping through Max's journal and just looking at every single page. And the game loves to reward you for doing this. By reading your journal and reading about your classmates' personalities, you will become extremely immersed in the world around you. It's also worth mentioning that you can also look through Max's text messages on her phone in this menu. This world becomes very real very fast. Immersive is the word all around. Within the first 10 minutes of playing, you are deeply invested in Max's life and you want her to succeed in whatever the heck she's doing. You don't even know who she is yet, but you love her. She's awkward, she's shy, and you will feel vast amounts of empathy for her immediately. Unless you're like a psychopath or something. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm not really a psychopath or anything. I mean, I just sit here making videos all day. As far as the visuals of the game go, they are extremely charming. Obviously, for 2015, these characters aren't up to par as far as other games go, like Last of Us 2. But I don't think I would want it any other way. I don't know if I would want an HD remaster. I can only think of one word to describe the colorful and bright art style of this game: homey. That home-like vibe of the art style pairs perfectly with the soft, angelic music that is always put in the background. One of my favorite aspects of Life is Strange is this weird little thing you can do where if you come over to a bench or a bed or just any kind of chair, it gives you the option to sit down and look at the world around you. Now, this might not seem like a big deal. It's like, oh, you get to look around. You could look around before. But it gives you a very soft, almost first-person view of how Max is feeling and the way the world is around her. One of the cool things is that if you walk by one of these chairs, you will completely miss an entire cutscene, really. But if you want to, you can just go into any room and just sit down, and sometimes Max will say voice lines, sometimes a whole new track will play. It's one of the things about this game that I absolutely adore, because you could play the entire game and not even see this, making a second playthrough way more special. I could play this entire game again and do things completely differently, and that's why I love it. While this game talks about really serious topics like anxiety, drugs, murder, it really tells the story in a really calming and relaxing way. I don't even know how to articulate that, but you'll understand if you play it. You really will. The locations in this game are extremely memorable. You start the game off in your high school classroom with one of your teachers. Then later on, you get to go to your dorm room. You can go into other people's dorms as much as you want, and it will reward you for it. You get to talk to any student you want. You can do literally anything you want. If you want to talk to the school bully and figure out what his deal is, you can just do that. Obviously, there are times where there's an important story beat happening, and they will restrict you a little bit, but it's just enough where it feels like they're not pulling you. One of my favorite things about this game is that everybody walks away with a very different experience. The other main character in this game, Chloe Price, is such a polarizing character. You either love to hate her, hate to love her, or hate to hate her. And I'm not going to say how I feel about her. I'm going to let you play the game, you figure out how you feel about her. I don't want to influence anything. I will make one recommendation though. I recommend while you play this game, be in the shoes of Max Caulfield. Pretend that you are her. It really makes the immersion feel that much more special. Because when I'm making these huge decisions, and trust me, there are some big decisions in this game, people, it feels a lot more genuine when I am making these decisions as if it was actually me making the decisions. And that's what's so great about this game. Every decision I made while I was playing was the decision that I would make if I was doing this in real life. If I was in this situation talking to Chloe and I wanted to say this specific thing. Every time I said whatever I feel like was best for me, I was pretending I was in Max's shoes, and I think that's the best way to play. Typically when I play these games, I'm really the honest type of character, but if you want to lie a little bit, you can absolutely do that. You can. There might be consequences, but there's consequences for being honest too. It's a lot harder because it's a lot more gut-wrenching when you have to tell someone the truth and just be honest with them. It's a really compelling story, and I think you'll enjoy it. I know I'm just gushing and it doesn't really seem like I have a lot of structure or anything for this video, but that's because I played this game almost a year ago, and I still don't even know how to process how much I enjoyed it. It's such a ride. It's a roller coaster. From start to finish, this game is a masterpiece. Now, over the next few years and the rest of my life, I'm going to play a lot more video games. And it's possible that my definition of masterpiece might change over time, but I will never forget that feeling of sitting down and playing through this story in the shoes of Max Caulfield. And I really hope you have a similar experience. At the end of the day, my recommendation this holiday season and going into this new year, play Life is Strange. And if you want, play the other games too. I'm currently in the middle of Life is Strange 2. So far, I don't think it's as good, but I'm still having loads of fun. It's a very different game, but I might have to come back someday and make a little analysis video of it. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video. I just love gushing about this game, and I would love to talk to some of you guys down in the comments below about what you thought of this game. But please be careful. Don't put spoilers down there. I don't really want anyone to talk about it. If you want to talk spoilers, go to my Discord. We'll talk about spoilers there. Link down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. It means the world to me. I want this to be my job, so thank you. That your support means the world. You have no idea. But yeah, and if you feel like it, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button down below, and you'll be able to see in your subscription feed any videos I make. So I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. And yeah, leave a comment down below of what you thought of this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.